Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for an MP webinar covering our first isolved product spotlight expense management. I'm Brianna Hostler, marketing specialist here at MP. For those of you joining us on a webinar for the first time, MP is a full-service human capital management company. We offer a complete suite of products and services to support organizations through the entire employee lifecycle, including recruiting, HR, payroll, benefits administration, time and attendance, and compliance assistance. We support our clients with cutting-edge technical solutions, as well as proactive, reliable service and deep HR and payroll expertise. At MP, we are wired for HR and help our clients succeed by aligning their people strategy with their business goals. I am excited to introduce your first presenter for today's program, Lobaniel Easton. Here at MP, he is a customer service champion training clients on the isolved platform. He has worked in payroll for 15 years, specializing in creating customized training agendas, how-to videos, and live presentations. Our second presenter today is Paula Papalambros, MP product manager with 25 years of experience in the HCM payroll world. Just a few housekeeping items before we get started here today. If you would like to submit a question during the program, please use the Q&A feature at the bottom of the screen. We will be sending out the recording of the webinar later today along with the slides. And with that, I'm going to hand the mic off to Lobaniel and Paula.
Thank you, Brianna, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. We thank you for your time today. My name is Lobaniel. I am the trainer at MP. Today, Paula and I will be presenting the expense management product. What is expense management? It is an amazing way to deploy a system for a business to process, pay, audit, employee-initiated expenses. These costs can include expenses incurred for travel, entertainment, and lodging. The expense management process includes the setup of the expense types, policies, calculations, delegates, submittal, approval, and payment of expense reimbursements. So what do these upgrades mean for you? Gone are the days of grappling with spreadsheets, paper receipts, and the endless back and forth of manual expense approval processes. isolved expense management redefines efficiency by automating and streamlining expense reporting, approval workflows, and reimbursement procedures. No more missed receipts, no more frustrating delays, just a smooth, frictionless system that ensures accuracy and compliance at every step. So together, we're going to reduce process time and increase efficiency. For our client users and admins on the call, you will receive an analysis dashboard and reports, configurable approval workflow, consolidated expenses for payment, expense entry shortcuts for manual entry, and receipt images and attachment benefits. For our management approvers on the call, you're going to receive an easy-to-use approver dashboard, increase productivity, reduce overhead cost, and boost employee satisfaction. Now, our employees are going to receive a faster reimbursement with minimal friction and the ability to use the adaptive employee experience, which means employees can upload receipts and track expenses from anywhere. So at this time, I'm going to present the expense management video. This is a short video that will give us the employee, approver, and organizational perspective. Let's take a look.
isolved's expense management enhances employee satisfaction by simplifying the expense reporting process, provides faster employee reimbursement, and empowers the employees to manage expenses from anywhere at any time. The modern design reduces the administrative burden placed on approvers to manage and collaborate with their team for fast and accurate expense processing, all while increasing expense compliance, providing enhanced visibility, and improving financial health for the organization. As an employee, Emma can easily navigate to her expense card to view her expense items. She can see any pending, paid, or returned items, and when it's time to add a new expense item, she can easily upload the receipt, or take a photo of that receipt so she no longer needs to save those paper copies to attach to a report at the end of the month. Once the receipt is captured, Emma can go in and enter the rest of the pertinent information, such as what is the expense name, dinner with the team, the date that the expense occurred, the business purpose, and any details around that expense. She'll then select the expense type, enter the dollar amount, and then either save for later or submit. Once Emma submits this, it'll let her know that the expense has been submitted, and her approver will also get a notification letting the approver know that there is an item for them to approve. Now, maybe outside of the submitted expense, maybe the approver reviewed one of Emma's expenses and realized she was missing some information. Emma could receive a notification letting her know that that expense has been returned, and she can navigate to her returned expense items. In this case, she can see it was a meal item that's been returned, and it's due to insufficient information, no receipt provided. Emma could drill in to more details around that expense item, find that receipt, click the photo capture, and easily upload that to her item. From here, she could resubmit it, again getting a notification that it's been resubmitted, and a notification will go back to Emma's approver, letting the approver know that they have a new item to approve. The modern approval experience in isolved expense management provides on-the-go access to review and approve expenses that are assigned to approvers. From Chris's perspective as an approver, he has the same capability to manage and add his own expenses. But as an approver, he has additional responsibilities. He can navigate to his task screen, which allows him to review any pending, approved, or returned expense items. Chris can easily drill into details to make sure he has all the pertinent information. He could reject this item. He could approve this expense and send it directly on to the final approver for payment. Or, with this expense for Charles, he can see that there is not a receipt added, so he could return this back to the employee to add additional information. Chris is going to hit the return button, then enter in his reason for returning insufficient information, no receipt provided, and then return that item. Once he hits return, he's going to have a notification that lets him know that that expense has been returned, and the employee would also receive a notification letting them know that one of their expenses has been returned. All while this item has been added directly to Chris's returned items. So from Chris's perspective, he can ensure that he has all the necessary information needed for accurate processing and also make sure that the information follows his company policy guidelines. From an organizational standpoint, the expense policy can be enforced and in compliance by building the expense policy rules with inside isolved expense management. This is where admin users can configure submission periods and the approval process. They can set eligibility rules and notifications around events. They can manage business purpose and expense types, and even build custom expense fields and assign delegates. All of this with a simplified dashboard and reporting to provide real-time insight to better manage the expense process. With isolved expense management, managing expenses has never been easier. isolved improves employee satisfaction by streamlining the expense process and by empowering employees to manage their expenditures from anywhere at any time. Your organization has more insight to the process to improve their financial health and to increase operational efficiencies, all while maintaining compliance. At isolved, we are committed to creating a positive and purposeful culture through a better employee experience to increase productivity and engagement across your organization.
All right, great stuff there. Let's go ahead and set up the next part of our training. So now that we've looked at the short video and what a great looking product it was. An exciting feature of the expense management is that employees can submit expense reimbursements on their cell phones, like the video highlighted, or on their desktops. So now let's jump into a live demo account and see how easy it is for your employees to manage their expenses. Whenever your employees log into their isolved account, they'll be able to navigate to the expenses one or two ways. On the left-hand side, they'll be able to locate the Expenses tab and select My Expenses. They could also select the My Expenses from the pane in the middle of the screen. Here is where we have the My Expenses dashboard. It's a great place for employees to come and review all of their pending expenses, their paid, and their returned. The dashboard includes extensive information. They could view their pending information, and with the drop down for the view, they're able to locate detailed information for the expense reimbursement. They're able to see the submitted date, the amount, and the description. Employees could also review paid. Under paid expenses, they're able to reconcile. They could view when the expense was paid out, the description, and the amount. And under returned, employees could view any expense reimbursement that was returned. In this situation, the employee attached a picture of their food instead of a picture of the receipt, so they were unable to get this approved. The employee has the option to view, edit, change the receipt, and resubmit for approval. Now for original expense reimbursements, we have a great system. Employees have the option to click the upload on the right-hand side. And by choosing the file, the system will attempt to pull as much information from the receipt as it can. It will pre-populate as many fields as it can, and the employee will need to fill in any fields that it could not read. So here we're going to make some selections for our business purpose, our training, the type. We'll enter the amount and the amount of miles and include any pertinent details. Employees could also review an expense policy if we attach one here, and easily submit this expense reimbursement. This expense reimbursement will now be in a pending status and waiting approval from a manager or approver. Okay, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Paula. Paula, what else can the expense management product do for us?
Thank you, Labaniel. That's a great question. Expense management automatically flows directly to payroll for employee reimbursement, reducing manual entry and errors. It minimizes the time between incurred expenses and reimbursements to the employee. Expense allocation will allow for reimbursements to go from entry to general ledger without intervention. Let's talk a bit about future support for the product. We are a team. MP understands that your time is important. To show you that we are dedicated to setting you up for success, we want to highlight the support that you can expect going forward. Not only do you have your account managers and account coordinators to help answer your questions, but you also have 2 customer service champions that will help assist you in setting up the expense management product and provide training. Labaniel, let's take a minute to talk about dedicated training and service.
Thank you. Training, let's talk about that. We have a dedicated time to getting you the training that you need, and we want you to be successful. So once your expense management product is implemented, I will be personally working with you to create a personalized training agenda. It includes quick videos, admin and employee training guides, as well as live Zoom trainings and recordings. The personalized training agenda will be a great resource for future use, and booking time with me is easy. We want to review. So after the implementation of your expense management, you'll be connected with me directly, and you'll be receiving a booking link where you could easily locate time on my schedule. Enter in the name, email, phone number, and client ID number and schedule your event. Booking time with me is that easy. Additionally, we have created an admin guide. This PDF guide will help you reference the benefits and features of the expense management product. So let's review momentarily. The admin guide is a great place for you to come in and locate additional information about the features and benefits of the expense management. So as an example, you might come into the guide, locate the expense dashboard, and you'll get a brief summary and a picture for visual navigation. And if you're interested and need more information, there'll be a complete guide in the link. So this is a great resource to use after you've been implemented, and you could use this to train other staff members or just for reference. Also, we want to offer you additional isolved University resources. This is a great way to learn about the expense management at your leisure. All employees, managers, approvers, and client users will have access to the isolved University, where they could come in and locate different articles and courses. So just want to point out you have tons of support in regards to training and additional resources. And as a reminder, booking time with me is easy. Once your expense management is implemented on your account, you'll be connected with me for training. So now I'm going to throw it back to Paula, and she wants to speak about our next steps.
Thanks, Lobaniel. If you're a current MP client and would like more information on the expense management product, please reach out to your account manager or your account coordinator. If you are not a current client, we will be sending a follow-up email that will include information on the product. Lobaniel, let's see if there's any questions in the chat.
Let's see. Any thoughts, questions, or ideas?
Yeah, if anybody is watching and wants to put a question in the chat, we'll give it a couple of minutes.
And we could also go back into the demo account if anyone wanted to take a peek into that. Sometimes it's so easy, it happens so fast, we don't believe it, but the system, as we've been testing the demos out, it is as easy as the videos and we're showing.
All right, I'm not seeing any active questions at the moment, so I'm going to throw it over to Brianna. Oh, I'm sorry, a question just came in. Hi, Darlene. Darlene would like to know, can you show us what the expense would look like in the payroll grid? Can it be job costed?
Okay, so let's see, for the payroll grid, Darlene, that would be something that I would probably love to show you if you had additional time either after, or we could book time with that so that I could set up a demo. Unless, Paula, does that sound about right? I don't believe we have one in the payroll grid.
Correct. We don't have one ready to flow over to the payroll grid in our demo at the moment, but excellent question, Darlene. If you want to book some time with Lobaniel or through your account manager, we can absolutely show that.
And Darlene, we could have that as ready for you as soon as next week. So just let your account manager know, and we'll definitely get you some time. We'll build out the demo and show you how that looks.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to make note of that question from Darlene. So I think we're okay to, oh, one more. Is this available for all HR services and payroll clients or only payroll? Is this an additional fee? Great question. This is available for all HCM payroll clients. You do have to have the payroll service product in order to have the expense management product. We don't actually do the cost and the fee, but we can connect you with your account manager or a customer success manager, and they can work out. It is an additional fee. We just don't know what that additional fee is. So we can definitely connect you with your account manager or your customer success manager to talk about the product and any additional fees that are required. Sound good? All right, I feel like as soon as I say there's no more questions, one pops up, but let's try it again. All right, I'm going to say there are no more questions in the queue, so we can throw it over to Brianna.
Thank you, Labanio and Paula. To learn more about MP's full service solutions for 2023 and more, I just dropped a link in the chat that will send you to MP's YouTube page where you can access the video that was featured in today's webinar. You can also visit our website at mp-hr.com for more information or reach out to your account manager. Be sure to join us for our next upcoming isolved Product Spotlight webinar airing at the end of September. And visit our website to register and to see the full calendar of upcoming events and available resources. We will be sending out a recording of today's webinar this afternoon. Thanks for joining us and have a terrific day.